right now at 10.
A $3,000 toll bill on a car he no longer owns. Tonight, we get answers for a young man who says he's been fighting these charges for years.
And new details in the arrest of a popular figure skating coach accused of having inappropriate relationships with skaters.
It's hard for anyone to come forward, but it's particularly hard when it's your coach who's abusing you.
After years of requests, a new future taking shape for this parking lot at Fair Park.
The clock's ticking. Fort Worth is fast-tracking some safety upgrades at the Stockyards before a big crowd-drawing event. I'll explain what city leaders just approved.
80-degree temperatures in my forecast for the rest of this week, and next week, I have some moisture in it. It'll be falling from the sky. I'll tell you when, coming up.
Tonight, a warning about a simple mistake you could make when selling your car.
Yeah, one man told us the NTTA kept charging him thousands of dollars for tolls on a car he sold years ago.
But when Teresa Woodard stepped in, the Tollway Authority took a second look.
So these are your wheels now?
Yes, they are.
Mahir Choudhury's a Chevy guy, but used to own a Honda. And the North Texas Tollway Authority thinks he still does.
How much did they say you owe?
Just around $3,200.
Here's the paperwork proving he sold his Honda in 2024.
About a month or so later, I received a NTTA bill in the mail, and I noticed that it was my old license plate for my old vehicle.
Choudhury says he called NTTA, sent them the paperwork multiple times.
A couple months later, another red bill.
Yet the bills keep coming.
Unpaid balance, $424.56.
For tolls on a car he sold.
Late fee, $25. And it just keeps going on and on.
2 years ago.
I am a debt collector with Penn Credit.
When debt collectors started calling, he called us. NTTA discovered Choudhury's old license plate is still in use on toll roads. They say he's the last person it was registered to, so he's getting billed. But after our inquiry, NTTA said it now sees Choudhury canceled those plates with the state in 2024. So he, quote, is only responsible for tolls during the time the plate was registered to him.
You're not responsible for those charges now, according to this email from NTTA.
I'm no longer responsible. I guess that's a win.
NTTA does claim there are unpaid tolls from before 2024. Choudhury and his family dispute that. It's a reminder for car sellers: remove plates, submit paperwork, double check NTTA has everything it's asking for. Choudhury,
no more bills,
finally has the answer he's been looking for. In Flower Mound, I'm Teresa Woodard.
Now to a developing story off the coast of Cuba. Tonight, Cuban leaders say the 10 people on board a boat that was involved in a deadly confrontation were Cuban residents of the U.S. Officials claim a speedboat violated territorial waters approaching within Cuba's water. A Cuban Border Patrol boat claims the crew of the speedboat opened fire, wounding their commander. Those troops returned fire, killing 4 people and wounding 6 others. The Cuban Ministry of the Interior says the people on board have a known history of criminal and violent activity. Tonight, the U.S. government hasn't offered any specifics, but is demanding answers. U.S. relations with Cuba have been on edge after the U.S. seized Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, Cuba's main ally for energy.
Tonight, Forney ISD wants parents to know where there are no credible threats at one of its elementary schools. The district says rumors circulated online about a possible threat at RIA Intermediate. The principal sent a letter home to parents saying they do not usually alert them when there is not a credible threat. But she says false information is continuing to circulate on social media. Principal Malone went on to say Forney ISD police determined there is no credible threat and are asking for help in quashing those rumors.
Tonight, we're learning new details on the charges against a popular figure skating coach. Benjamin Schroeds is charged with indecency with a child and sexual assault, possibly involving 2 victims. According to court documents, one charge alleges misconduct between May and June of 2020 and claims it happened while the victim was receiving coaching or training. The affidavit goes on to say that during a voluntary interview with detectives, Schroeds admitted touching one athlete on multiple occasions, accidentally describing it as horseplay. He's denied the other allegations and insists those acts took place when the athlete was an adult. According to the affidavit, the second victim claims the abuse occurred during training in private workouts between December 2024 and September of last year. Investigators say Schroetz admitted to having a sexual relationship with that victim, and we just spoke with an attorney representing both of them.
It's hard for anyone to come forward, but it's particularly hard when it's your coach who's abusing you.
We reached out to Schroetz's attorney as well, and will update you as soon as we hear back.
There are just 2 more days to vote early for the March 3rd primary. More than 1.25 million Texans have already cast ballots in the first week of early voting. That is higher than this point in some recent presidential years. Now, data from the Texas Secretary of State's office shows strong Democratic turnout. So far, more than 665 Democrats have voted compared to 593,000 Republicans. That surge in participation is boosting energy for both parties ahead of Election Day. And make sure you make WFAA Plus your home on election night. Our political team will be live at candidate campaigns across the state and breaking down the numbers with a panel of experts all evening. Our coverage starts at 7 on Tuesday. WFAA Plus is free to download to your TV.
Tonight, an iconic part of Fort Worth is facing a major transformation. The goal, protect the crowds without losing its edge. Adriana de Alba shows us how the Stockyards are changing and why it matters.
Before there were cars on East Exchange Avenue, there were cattle drives.
We got professional cowboys and cowgirls.
The Fort Worth Stockyards were built for horses, for herds, for boots on brick.
Yeah, it's a great time.
For everybody's safety.
But this historic entertainment district now draws millions each year.
A lot of drunk people, a lot of people getting in fights. You never know what you're going to see.
And with modern crowds come modern traffic problems.
Any Friday or Saturday night, it's very busy.
Brandon Bartholow lives nearby and visits often. And while people walk freely with their drinks in hand, cars still roll right through the middle of it.
Run all the way down Exchange, blaring music, driving fast.
What do you think of that?
I think it's dangerous.
He says most people are not watching for traffic.
So it's definitely a hazard.
Now the city is stepping in. Tuesday, council approved $860,000 for traffic safety improvements. The plan is to install retractable bollards to block vehicles when needed.
I think it's a great thing.
The bollards would add safety from East Exchange Avenue along North Houston Street to Packers Avenue. City leaders tell me what really sparked the conversation around pedestrian safety in the Stockyards was the Bourbon Street attack in New Orleans. And now with the FIFA World Cup just around the corner, there's a rush to get all this work done before that. The bollards will be used on busy event days.
That means the whole street can go pedestrian only.
That's Paul Payne with Fort Worth Stockyards, Inc. He says the district's growth made this inevitable.
It's very critical.
Construction could begin as early as next month. In Fort Worth, I'm Adriana de Alba.
Changes are coming to Fair Park. The Dallas City Council voted to turn parking lot 10 next to Dos Equis Pavilion into a park and green space. Neighbors have been working for years to make this happen. The project has 90% of the funding it needs from state, federal, and private sources. They expect to raise the final $9 million they need within the next 6 months.
The Dallas City Council has approved the purchase of a parking lot that directly impacts us here at WFAA. The 36,000 square feet parking lot is behind our TV station. It's the parking lot we have used for decades. As part of the expansion of the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center, the council approved spending $11.3 million from its Convention Center Construction Fund to buy that land. A timeline for the project is still to be determined.
New tonight, a nonprofit partnership is helping close the digital divide. Our Southern Dallas County reporter Brittany Moncrief shows us how a surprise gift is becoming a game changer for an entire household.
Opportunity.
This is for my granddaughter.
Boots up.
So she's going to be super excited about having her very first computer.
As Shanika McFarlane plans to surprise her 13-year-old granddaughter.
But we don't have a computer at home.
But through the nonprofit Cynthia Mickens Ministries.
Everybody's checked in? You ready to get this computer? All right, let's do this.
That's changed.
We are providing the resources so this community can level up.
Cynthia Mickens-Ross is partnering with United Way, CompuDot, and AT&T to provide laptops to families in underserved communities in southern Dallas County, like here in Hutchins, for free.
There's no public transportation here. We don't have a grocery store. We are removing the barriers that can, cause this community to not be able to function at the level it should be.
AT&T's Lisa Sherrod says closing the digital divide is a start.
You've got to have the infrastructure, which is fiber, be able to have a connection at home. You've got to have a device, a laptop, or a personal computer. And then third is the digital literacy,
which residents are learning as well. Volunteers walk them through setting up their laptops, which are equipped with Microsoft Office.
This will possibly improve their quality of life. That is really the ultimate goal here.
Just because we're in the zip code of 75141 doesn't mean that you shouldn't have access.
Okay.
And for Shanika,
oh, this is a touchscreen?
Whose granddaughter will use her computer for school and to start her own business.
It's going to be a major difference, a game changer in our home.
In Hutchins, I'm Brittany Moncrief.